Have you ever noticed how some people can sit in silence and seem completely at ease, while your mind refuses to stop? It replays conversations, it analyzes what you said, it predicts what might go wrong tomorrow. It questions everything. Even when you try to relax, it keeps going. What if that voice isn't actually you? What if the commentary in your head, the one that judges, replays, anticipates, and warns, isn't your identity at all? Because the moment you see the difference between you and that voice, something shifts. And you're about to understand exactly why your mind won't stop talking, and what changes when you realize you're not the one doing the talking. This isn't about positive thinking. It isn't about silencing your mind. It's about recognizing something you've probably never questioned. The voice in your head feels personal. It sounds like you. It uses your tone, your memories, your language. But that doesn't mean it is you. Think about what it does all day. It comments, it narrates, it predicts, it defends, it criticizes, it prepares. It replays that awkward moment from 3 days ago. It imagines how tomorrow's conversation might unfold. It constructs scenarios that may never happen. And most of the time, you believe it. You treat its commentary like truth, like identity, like reality itself. But here's the part most people never consider. That voice has a job. Its job is to protect you. It scans for threats. It analyzes social situations. It replays events looking for mistakes. It prepares responses in advance. It believes that if it stops talking, you'll miss something important. If it stops analyzing, something bad might happen. So it keeps going, constantly. Not because it's evil, not because it's broken, but because it thinks it's helping. The problem isn't that the voice exists. The problem is that somewhere along the way, you started believing you were the voice. When you were very young, before language fully formed, experience just happened. There was awareness, sensation, emotion, but no running commentary explaining it. Then language developed. The mind learned to narrate, to label, to rehearse, to predict. At first, it was useful. It helped you learn. It helped you remember. It helped you navigate. But slowly, something subtle happened. The tool became the master. The narrator never turned off. It began treating everything as urgent. Every silence needed interpretation. Every glance needed meaning. Every feeling needed analysis. And because it sounds like you assumed it was you. But think about something simple. Your heart beats automatically. Your lungs breathe automatically. Your mind talks automatically. You don't say, "I am my heartbeat." So why do you say, "I am my thoughts"? The voice is a function, a pattern, a mechanism. It runs. That doesn't make it identity. This is something that is explored more deeply in the book Learning to Feel Safe, especially how this pattern forms and why it feels so automatic. Because once you understand how the voice developed, the grip starts to loosen. The voice is loud, but you're the one hearing it. The commentary feels urgent, but something in you is aware of that urgency. The thoughts feel personal, but something in you notices the thoughts. That noticing is not the voice. Read that again internally. The voice speaks, but something hears it. If you can hear it, observe it, notice it, you cannot be it. You are the one aware of it, and that distinction changes everything. Most people spend their entire lives fully identified with the voice. Whatever it says, they follow. Whatever it fears, they fear. Whatever it criticizes, they defend against. But the voice is almost always about the past or the future. It replays, it rehearses, it anticipates. It rarely exists in this exact moment, because this moment doesn't need commentary. It just is. The people who seem calm aren't people who stopped their mind. They simply stopped identifying with it. They hear the voice, but they know it's just mental activity, like background noise. Sometimes useful, often not, but not identity. If this perspective is helping you see your mind differently, you'll find more of it here. Because once the distinction becomes clear, something subtle shifts. You don't have to fight the voice. You don't have to silence it. You don't have to argue with it. You just stop confusing it with who you are. Right now, there's probably a voice reacting to what I'm saying. Maybe agreeing, maybe doubting, maybe analyzing. Notice it. Then ask yourself, who is noticing that reaction? There's a difference between the voice and the awareness of the voice. The voice produces content. You are the context in which it appears. The voice creates commentary. You are the space hearing it. The voice reacts. You notice the reaction. You are not the noise. You are the awareness behind it. And once that becomes clear, the urgency begins to fade. The voice may still speak, it probably will, but it loses authority. It becomes something you hear, not something you are. Here's how this starts to become real in daily life. When the voice activates, when it starts replaying or predicting, instead of following it, just notice it. Not aggressively, not forcefully, just notice. There's the voice. No judgment, no resistance. Then gently shift attention to something immediate. Your breathing, the feeling of your hands, the sound in the room. You're not suppressing the voice. You're choosing where your attention goes. The voice feeds on attention. Without it, it quiets naturally. Not permanently, but enough to create space. And in that space, something deeper becomes visible. A stillness that doesn't need commentary. A presence that doesn't need explanation. That's who you are. Not the narrative, not the analysis, not the constant rehearsal. You are the awareness in which all of that happens. You may still hear the voice tomorrow. You may still hear it tonight. But now, something is different. You know it isn't you. You know you are the one observing it. You are not the noise. You are the space it appears in. If you want to go deeper into this pattern, I've written more about it in Learning to Feel Safe. If this shifted something in you, subscribe for more explorations into how the mind works. And let me know in the comments what your inner voice talks about most. The silence you've been looking for isn't somewhere else. It's the space you've been standing in the entire time.